this past Monday night's Raw was the lowest Monday Night Raw rating in the year of 2013. It bombed. Now, I don't know how much of that has to do with the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs. I know there was Monday Night Baseball on ESPN, which I was watching because my Braves were playing the Cincinnati Reds. But how much of that can attribute or is contributing to the declining rating of Monday Night Raw? Especially with the NBA Finals coming up, and you're going to have the Eastern Finals and the Western Finals, and then eventually the NBA Finals. How much of that is going to play into Monday Night Raw? I wouldn't blame that too much. Monday Night Raw is just downright boring. I have no other way to put it. This past Monday, I swear to every one of you listening to me, I had the fucking TV on mute for most of the show. The only time I unmuted it was when Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar were on. I'll talk about that in a little bit. And then when Antonio Cesaro took the microphone after his match with Zack Ryder. That was it. The rest of the show was just downright disgusting. There's nothing to be excited about. Absolutely nothing. Zero. And I mean that. Extreme Rules last year was built on the fact that Brock Lesnar made a surprise comeback to the WWE, and the WWE creative and Vince McMahon thrusted him into a match with John Cena simply to get those buy rates. I trust Brock Lesnar more than anybody on this roster to get the ratings and to get buy rates for pay-per-views more than anybody right now. There's nobody on this roster that's going to do that for Vince McMahon right now. I don't even think Brock Lesnar at this point in time, with his program with Triple H in a steel cage match, the blow-off, finally, of this fucking feud, the blow-off, I don't think this match is going to get anywhere close to last year's buy rates for the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. The WWE had more than a month. They had 5 weeks to build for this pay-per-view, and they done zero build-up. Zero. Except for Ryback and John Cena, which, to me, had my interest after 1 week, and now it doesn't have my interest anymore. It doesn't have my interest anymore. I'm going to start off with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. The segment that they did on Monday Night Raw, destroying that fake office of Triple H, because we all know Triple H doesn't have fucking sledgehammers hanging on the wall of his office. He doesn't have a fucking shitty laptop that looked like it was from the 1990s. Give me a break. But the whole aura of it, the whole way it played out, Brock Lesnar pretty much invading the WWE headquarters, taking some poor schmuck worker, smashing his face down on his desk. That was funny. Paul Heyman filming the whole thing so that it eventually gets back to Triple H. This was great television. Paul Heyman is a gem. No matter who hates him, no matter who loves him, I know Triple H, I know Stephanie McMahon, I know Vince McMahon are not completely fond of Paul Heyman backstage in real life, outside of what goes on TV. But you gotta admire the guy's work ethic. He's amazing. He makes you believe anything that comes out of his mouth. The way he delivers his promo is unbelievable. The younger talent on the WWE roster should take notice of how Paul Heyman does things. Brock Lesnar being the silent type is perfect. You don't have to say anything. You heard him mouth off something to the schmuck that he smashed his face on his desk. You know, that was great. The visual of Brock Lesnar taking that World Championship belt and draping it over his shoulder, sitting in Triple H's seat behind his desk. Fantastic. Brock Lesnar will be a WWE champion before his contract time is up. Which, at that turn, I hope WWE is smart enough to re-sign him again. He's must-see. And he simply had the best segment on Monday Night Raw. Without a doubt. Then Triple H came out and obviously stated what he needed to say and this and that. It really didn't come off as exciting. You know, it was typical Triple H and whatever, that he's on the road, and he knew, Paul Heyman should have known that he wasn't going to be at the Stamford offices in Connecticut, that he was traveling with Monday Night Raw like he does every week. It's believable stuff because of Paul Heyman. Triple H is just following along. Paul Heyman is the star of this feud, without a doubt. And if you don't agree with me, then you should really backtrack and watch Paul Heyman's work, going back to CM Punk and now with Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman is a gem. All right, I'm not too much excited for this match because I know, you know, it's the same shit. It's going to be in a steel cage environment. It should be exciting. It should be entertaining. But the only outcome of this match, and I will talk about this more in depth next week when I cover the Extreme Rules pay-per-view and give you my preview and predictions, Brock Lesnar needs to win this match. If he does not win this match, there's no reason to have him on TV. Ever. He needs to beat Triple H. You're not going to have a WWE wrestler in Triple H defeat Brock Lesnar, who is a fucking former UFC champion who fought men twice his size in cages. Okay? Twice the size of Triple H. Come on. Brock Lesnar needs to win this match. The other positive about this show, Antonio Cesaro. Antonio Cesaro finally, I believe, WWE Creative is getting back on the right foot with him. Getting him back on the right track. Defeated Zack Ryder, impressively, but everybody beats Zack Ryder, so it's not really that impressive. But it's impressive because Cesaro was straddled with a yodeling gimmick, which was fucking downright embarrassing. He lost the United States Championship to Kofi Kingston. He was on a losing streak for I don't know how many weeks. I lost count. But he finally got a win on Monday Night Raw. Then he cuts a promo saying that there's nobody on the roster that does what he does night in and night out in this ring any better than he is. And it's true. Cesaro is one of the best technical wrestlers in the WWE, along with CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and Dolph Ziggler. Those are known facts. I'm glad that the WWE is pushing him slowly. You know, I don't know. I have more news on this in news and rumors. I don't want to give it away now because then I won't have nothing to talk about on Friday or Saturday when I do news and rumors. But there's a reason why WWE was doing this to Antonio Cesaro, giving him the yodeling gimmick and having him lose. I have all that news on Friday or Saturday, but I'm glad that they're on the right track. He deserves it. He's a future superstar. He's one of the cogs. He's one of the pieces of the puzzle that will be the future of the WWE. He's right in that class with Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler and The Shield. He's right there. So I was happy about that. Other than that, guys, the show was absolutely fucking stagnant. It was just boring. To the point where, like I said, I had the show on mute and I was watching the Braves and Reds. Because that was more important to me. But obviously, I was flipping back and forth, and then whatever I missed, I watched on WWE's YouTube channel. But it looks like we're going to have Sheamus versus Mark Henry at Extreme Rules. It looks like it's going to be a strap match of some sort. Sheamus had some nasty fucking welts on the back of his on the back of his his back, just by his flesh being exposed by Mark Henry whipping him with that strap. So it looks like that's going to be a match at the pay-per-view. It looks like Randy Orton might be fighting Big Show at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, but I don't know what kind of stipulation that could be. The Shield continues to impress. They defeated Kofi Kingston and the Usos. It's a throwaway match, but it keeps the Shield relevant. And we all know that the Shield is going to be fighting Team Hell No at the pay-per-view. And it looks like the Shield is going to capture the Tag Team Championships. I know Dean Ambrose is fighting Daniel Bryan on Friday Night SmackDown. That should be a fucking treat as well. I don't even watch SmackDown, and I'm going to tune in to see that because these two were two of the best. Dean Ambrose is one of my favorites. I've been following him from FCW and NXT up to the main roster, and Daniel Bryan's one of my favorites. It was even great when Dean Ambrose fought The Undertaker. And I have more news on The Undertaker, when he's going to come back. I have more news on The Shield. The Undertaker wants to work with The Shield. I have all that news coming up. I wish I could talk about it now, but my Monday Night Raw reviews are strictly for Monday Night Raw. You're going to not want to miss the weekend review this week. But other than that, guys, John Cena and Ryback, this feud is just so stale right now. And Ryback is coming off forced now. I think he's, like I said last week, he's got to tone it down just a little bit in his promos. I'm happy that the WWE's giving him a microphone to use and work with. I'm happy that they're giving him the freedom to speak because he needs to speak. He doesn't have a mouthpiece for himself like Brock Lesnar has, but he needs to tone it down a little bit. He's coming off a little bit forced now, and it's not believable to me. But the Last Man Standing gimmick, I don't know how much more boring they can get with that. Last Man Standing with John Cena and Ryback. Ryback needs to win this match by some way, but obviously with this stipulation, there's no DQ, there's no count out, there's no rules. There's only one way that this is going to end, and John Cena is going to win this match. They're not going to have John Cena drop the WWE Championship to Ryback because Ryback is not ready. Okay? Ryback is simply not ready. I talked about last week that the Shield would be the best way to go about this. Give them the world title. Have them hold it hostage until CM Punk gets back. You got a whole summer worth of storylines right there. But John Cena apparently is not as injured as he says he is, or as they say he is. He even came out on Monday saying that no matter how bad he's hurt, he's going to fight. That's typical John Cena attitude. But, I mean, like I said last week, it would be in WWE's best interest if John Cena was really hurt. If he was really hurt, it would make the product better. Because then they would be forced to go in a new direction, away from this John Cena shit. Because after Ryback, who do you have to fight John Cena? Nobody. Nobody. There's nobody left to fight John Cena. Dolph Ziggler versus Del Rio and Swagger, that's probably going to be the match I'm looking forward to most because it's a triple threat ladder match. And anything happens in that. And I just read tonight that Dolph Ziggler suffered memory loss and a concussion at the Friday Night SmackDown tapings last night. I haven't read the results yet, but WWE broke the news on their website, surprisingly. Dolph Ziggler's got a concussion, memory loss, and headaches, is what I'm hearing. So I don't know how bad he's hurt. I don't know if he's going to be ready to go or if he's going to be cleared to go in time for Extreme Rules. WWE's in a fucking state of, a disaster right now. They're all fucked up. Now, the creative is completely lost. The storylines after WrestleMania just sucked. Even before WrestleMania, they sucked. But now they're just double as worse. So I really have no faith in WWE right now until something magic happens. Something magic just comes out of nowhere. And CM Punk, you guys listen. You may not like CM Punk. You may not, like the character CM Punk. You may not like him as a wrestler. But you gotta admit right now, the product is sorely lacking without CM Punk there. It's quite evident. Punk is needed. And he's going to be out till SummerSlam. So what is the WWE going to do in the meantime? They're going to shove John Cena down our throats? They're going to force Ryback to be a heel when obviously people are still cheering him? I don't think Ryback needs to be a heel. He can be that Goldberg type. He don't give a fuck about anybody. Just come out, destroy, and go to the back and go home. But they're having, Ryback just lose all his mystique with the microphone, and they're forcing him to talk, and they're forcing him with these promos, and he needs to tone it down a little bit. The less the better with Ryback, in my opinion. But that's just me. Randy Orton beat Damian Sandow on Raw. That was okay. And then there was some other bullshit. You can read the descriptions down below. But all in all, guys, Monday Night Raw is very boring. Again, as usual. Until something big happens, I'm not really going to have much of an opinion. I'm just going to give you my opinion on the topics, the hot topics that happened on Monday Night Raw, which seem to be very few nowadays. But that's all I can pretty much do until the product picks up steam. Something really shocking happens. Something that's going to get us all talking happens. And WWE doesn't seem to be going in that direction. They seem to be going the safe route with the with the pay-per-view, and it's nothing really exciting. It doesn't have us talking afterwards. It's just another boring 3-hour edition of Monday Night Raw. But that's that, guys. If you enjoyed, hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, hit that like button if you enjoyed this commentary and my views and opinions. WWE news and rumors, guys, this week. I got a ton of stuff. I got some new sources that I've been looking into. So you're not going to want to miss this week's episode. I got plenty of news. I got news on The Undertaker. I got news on Punk. I got news on Ziggler. I have news on John Cena, The Rock. I have all these hot topics. I even got news on Batista still. I'm hearing news about his return. I got news on Batista. But more importantly, I got news on The Undertaker and The Shield. What's going to happen with The Undertaker and them. Undertaker's opponent for WrestleMania 30 and his proposed ideas. I have news on the Hall of Fame induction. Paul Bearer is definitely the #1 guy to go in the Hall of Fame. I got news on Matt, who's going to induct him, all that stuff, guys. So look forward to that on Friday or Saturday. I'm out. I'm going to play some Black Ops 2 and probably rage the fuck out and get some commentary done for that. If you guys enjoy that, you can click on one of my videos. I got some Black Ops 2 gameplay on that too. Take care, guys. I'm out, and I will see you all on Friday or Saturday for news and rumors. Take care.